everybody from the show was involved, or it was in that room at that time, which was very nice. So anyway, I had, what was I going with that? Oh, so whenever I went to the table read, I was actually working on the pilot of Supergirl at the time. And I got a call from casting or production office. I'm like, hey, wait, there must be something wrong with the script here. Like, I was supposed to be playing like detective, like number 3 or 4, or pool boy number 6, really detective. And it says here like Agent Rush. And I'm like, what? And I was like, is there some kind of mistake or something? Because that's my name. And they're like, yeah, Brandon, they really liked you at the, when everybody was there at the show, they really liked you and thought your name was cool. So they decided to name your FBI agent Brandon Rush after you. Jim Clemente, thank you, brother. Janine Sherman Barrois, thank you so much for that. You guys changed my life, and all the producers and showrunners are coming to mind. If you guys ever need me back, because I became Commander Rush too, if you ever need me back, you just give me a call. Or ask Jim Clemente, since Jim's become family to me. He's like an angel amongst us, which is a spin-off universe of all of this. Of XG Productions. So Jim, I love you dearly. That day I had food poisoning when I actually went to film, and I didn't tell anybody, but I was up all night, sick as a dog, and I didn't get any sleep, but I knew this was the most important moment of my life. I would not be here right now today if not for that moment in Criminal Minds. So I'm sick as all get out. Literally, I was curled up in a ball all night. I'm like, dude, I have to go. So I ended up going to set. I was super sick, and I meet this guy with a little cap, kind of like Rocky, some glasses, but just had this cool swagger about him. I met him, and I met this wonderful lady named Emily, I would never normally do this, but go Eagles, because you're an Eagles fan. And I have another friend that's an Eagles fan, but I know you're a diehard Eagles fan, so I wanted to say that for you. Anyway, I meet Jim and Emily at the same time. Jim introduces himself. I let him know that I was feeling really sick, but I was just trying to push through. And he's like, this is Emily. We work together, because they both, I think I can say this, but, well, we'll see. I don't know what I can say. Anyway, they tell me about who they are. They're like, have the coolest stories ever. I meet Jim. I go to eat after I film everything. I'm about to like throw up when I'm about to film. Just had to say that because I was that sick. Because Lily was about to come up and like my mouth was running. What's his name? Baby girl. What's his? Shamar. Sorry, Shamar. I apologize. Shamar Moore. Thomas Gibson. They were all in there. Thomas was all intense, so it got me intense, and I was looking, which I thought was great. And yeah, so we're doing the scenes. It goes through. I think I barely remember it. My mouth was just like, we got it. And some of my friends were like, man, dude, you look really thin. And I'm like, guys, that's because I was sick about to throw up. Since I guest speak at University of South Carolina all the time because I love my alma mater, I told them that story about how sick I was. I have a video of that, which I will show you guys later. Someone wants to be on the podcast. We'll get to them in a moment. So anyway, afterwards, I sit with Jim and Emily, whose name is slipping me. I'm so sorry, Emily. I'm sitting with them at lunch, but actually even before, when I walk in, I didn't really know who I was going to sit with. I was kind of like Forrest Gump, seats taken. And I had done so much background work and stand-in work for Lawrence Fishburne and Samuel Jackson, and there's a lot of stuff, a lot of people I've worked with. Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. So I'm walking through like the seats taken, and Jim's like, hey, Jim Clemente. That's why I love Jim. He's like, hey, come sit with us, I'm like, oh man, I'm invited to the big kids table. But Jim's not like that. Jim and Emily, Jim Clemente is the most down-to-earth person you'll ever meet, probably in all of Hollywood. Like, I love that man. That's why he's been so blessed, because he's been nothing but generous and helpful to so many people that he cares about and loves. Like, that man has a heart of gold. That's why I say he's an angel amongst us. And Jim, I love you, man. Dude, anything you need from me, like, you have it. You have it right here, right now. That's why I'm doing this for you. This is dedicated to Jim Clemente. So I eat lunch with them. I'm starting to find out who Jim is. Jim's retired FBI, and he has all these cool stories. My mind's blown by Jim Clemente. I'm like, Jim, dude, you're so interesting. You should write a book. And all of a sudden, I see him like kind of goes in his little something down here, and he pulls up. It's his book. Jim Clemente. I believe the book was called Without Consent. Jim, hopefully I have that right, but the book was called Without Consent. I mean, yeah, I believe that says. And I'm like, dude, this guy's the man. And Jim's stories have continued to impress me more and more. Like, I'm not sure if you guys remember that Dave Chappelle thing where him and Charlie Murphy and Eddie Murphy got into it. And like, it was on the Dave Chappelle show. Well, Jim was there. He's like, Brandon, he told me this story. He's like, Brandon, you know that story about that? He's like, dude, that really happened. I was there. I was friends with Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis, he's like, yo, Jimmy, and invited me in. And I ended up hanging out with all these guys in New York. Dude, that's how cool Jim is. That's how random, like, I'm like, Jim, what? And then Jim has awesome stories. Jim, also your father, was a beautiful man and a blessing. I'm glad I had the opportunity to meet him. He can tell you everything about baseball. One of the things Jim was so kind enough to share with me was his dad's story of playing baseball and how his daddy got drafted to play baseball in New York, I believe. Jim, hopefully I get this correct. I can't remember. I think it was, he was a New Yorker. He got drafted to play baseball professionally, but he decided to, if I say this correctly, make sure I have this right. I apologize if I don't. But he entered the draft instead so that his brother wouldn't have to go in his place. I mean, that's a great man. And Jim comes from that stock of good people. So that says a lot about Jim's father. And that says a lot about Jim Clemente and the type of man he is. Because heart of gold, that whole entire family. I love that Jim Clemente family. Like, he's just amazing. Taps, who's a beautiful singer and has such an incredible story. Taps, I can't wait to have you come on here. You have a beautiful voice, man, that hasn't been unheard. But it's going to get a chance to get heard now on the Buckle Up podcast as part of the Buckle Up universe. Because who's got the microphone? We do. And we're not turning that off for anybody. With 75 films and TV shows on my resume, and we know everybody, the game has changed completely. So back to Britt Sanborn. Jim, I love you. Your dad was a great man. Love you. Britt, I love you too. You've had my back since day one. So yeah, how I met you originally. So I'm literally on set, getting back to the Britt story. I'm on set and somebody had done something like someone had borrowed a phone charger. She asked to borrow a phone charger. And Britt said something that was so funny that I'm like, I have to learn who this girl is. Like, I have to find out who she is. Like, so I asked her, like, excuse me, hey, like, look, Mom, my name's Brandon, Brandon Rush. Like, I just want to know what your name is. You had me dying because I love comedy. And even though I never get called in for comedy and people know me for being funny, but I play all the serious roles, which I'm grateful for. But everybody knows me as being like a goofball, kind of like you all now. So anyway, Brittany, I'm like, what's your name? She's like, oh, it's Britt. I'm like, oh man, I'm like, Britt, where are you from? She's like, oh, I'm from Chicago. I'm like, really? I got family from Chicago. I'm like, well, I'm like from Virginia originally, but I lived in South Carolina and I lived in New York too. I said, I actually went to University of South Carolina. And she's like, oh wow, like that's crazy. One of my best friends, I believe Angelin. Yeah, Angelin went to University of South Carolina. I'm like, wait a minute. Angelin such and such? And she's like, yeah. She's like, that's my best friend. I said, dude, we sat next to each other in class at University of South Carolina in the journalism school. I'm friends with her too. Me and Britt became best buds at that point. Boom. Britt started doing well for herself, started being a technical advisor on Code Black. Then she was a technical advisor on 911 and The Rookie and Lethal Weapon, along with Matt Barnett. Matt, hopefully I didn't butcher your name there. The new 911 spinoff. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for saying that. She's a writer on that now, staff writer. Congratulations, Britt. You deserve your flowers and everything that you've done. She's been on Daredevil as an actress. She's been in a bunch of movies and TV shows too. She wrote her first episode of 911 just aired not too long ago. Britt, I was so proud. Me and my mom were watching Mama Rush, who I'm having the show. We were so proud of how you did. So, and then I'm so happy for you in your next venture. You deserve everything because you literally are like Jim Clemente too and have helped so many people kept us through work. When my dad had pancreatic cancer and was going through all his battle and I was back home in Virginia, at that point I stepped away from acting to take care of him for 18 months of stage 4 cancer. You literally called me. You're like, Brandon, you can come back whenever you want. There's a place for you here. You always call and check on me and see how I'm doing and see if I want to come back to work. And then there was times when during his cancer battle, I did have to go because I did have to make money. I would fly back over to Los Angeles. You'd have a job. You put me on a couple of days or whatever so that I could work. And I owe everything to you. I owe the reason I've had a roof over my head, the reason I'm here today, the reason I've been able to provide for my family is because of you. So, Britt, I love you. You deserve your flowers. You deserve everything that's coming to you. You have me anytime from now, the rest of my career. You need me for anything, I'm here for you. You just ask me to be, I'll come to 911 Tennessee. You just give me the call. And it ain't nothing but a hop, skip, and a jump. And I will be on that show. Shoot, I can be one of the new firefighter guys. Walking through all smooth and stuff. But yeah, you know, it's our time. We got the microphone. Watch the Buckle Up podcast and watch the Buckle Up universe and everything that's coming from it. We got nothing but great stuff. If you want to be on the show, I have people lined up already. We got a schedule, which is around here somewhere. I'm so down to earth. You're welcome to contact me. My friends, I'm having my friends on first because they've been for me through day one. And the people that have hired me, that's like casting directors and people that I've been blessed to work with, directors, writers. There's so many people I know. There's so many people outside of that my acting world, because I keep my acting life and my normal life really separate. And there's so many people throughout my life, from my days in Virginia to University of South Carolina, that have made a huge impact for me. Some of my best friends in the world are Marines and they're Army. And they have incredible stories that I can't wait to share with you all. So with that being said, this is the Buckle Up podcast. I'll leave it for right now. I just finished that audition. I can't wait to show you guys that when I'm allowed to. When you start seeing the auditions and the stuff that I've auditioned for, that I've literally killed those auditions, you're gonna be like, yo, this dude's been what? 75 films and TV shows, what? What's his name? Brandon Rush. And we're out.